There.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Did that fix it?
Suddenly it's fixed.
There.
All right, now let's hope I still have Cakewalk plugged into this whole thing. All right. Now I actually have to make it do a test on that. Make sure Cakewalk's still working. Um your channel live. Let's see. When I play it did.
All right. Now I
Okay.
actually have to
So,
make it do it.
all right. Back to what I was saying. Now, excuse me, VST stands for Virtual Studio Technology. Okay? And what Virtual Studio Technology is uh, it allows third party um, sound and instrument makers to create a structured kind of program that you can use in your DAW. And so I can buy this third party program, and then I can insert that third party program into my song and use their instruments. Okay? But it will work with Cakewalk or it will work with Pro Tools with these digital audio workstations. All there's a bunch of them, and everybody kind of has their favorite. And so one of my subscribers asked me and said they were having problems getting their DAWs to work. And so and getting their VSTs, excuse me, to work. And so I thought I would do a video. Now this is not scripted, so I'm just going to kind of talk about it, okay? The reason why I didn't script this is because I expect this video to take maybe a couple of hours to explain, all right? And that's because there is a ton of of information to cover, okay, on what VSTs are, how you install them and get them to work, why Cakewalk doesn't have a lot of VSTs, um, and that is probably going to be the first thing I'm going to address. So this video, I guess you could break it up in sections. I'm not sure exactly how that's done, but the first section is going to be explain Cakewalk by Bandlab and kind of what it comes with for VSTs and why it doesn't come with a lot. Now, first of all, Cakewalk by Bandlab is free. Okay, so you can go to I don't know if it's cakewalk.com or whatever, or Cakewalk by Bandlab, or but if you just Google Cakewalk by Bandlab, you'll find a link, and if you go there, it'll say Get Cakewalk by Bandlab for free. And so you install it, you let it just do its thing and install on your computer. And then when you go to make your music, you can arm your track and you can lay down a vocal, or you can put some kind of beat in the song, and but you're gonna go into this insert part, and you're gonna go to soft synth, and you're gonna go to Cakewalk, and all of these other things won't be here. All that's gonna be here is maybe these two Cakewalk. Uh, no, just Cakewalk. Okay. There might be a couple of other things in here, but you're gonna see this Cakewalk. Okay. And in this cakewalk, I have a bunch of things, but you're only going to see maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 things in here. Maybe this cyclone, maybe this cakewalk TTS. You might see these SI instruments, okay? Um, and there may be a few more, okay? Maybe this PS Synth and Pentagon, they may come. A Cyclone might be here, I'm not sure. But you're only going to see a few of these, okay? Now, and they're pretty powerful and they're really nice instruments that come with it. So it's not like it's terrible. Now, my hand cam is not in focus, but I'm hoping at some point it will just, yeah, it's trying to focus, but it's not doing a very good job of it. So, there we go. Well, for a moment it did. All right, we'll see. Now, about the hand cam. All right, now it looks like it's in focus. I'm not sure how long that's going to stay in focus, but all right. So these the instruments that come with Cakewalk, they are not bad, okay? But there's a ton of instruments out there that you're probably going to want. Like you're going to want some really good strings. You're going to want maybe some better basses. You know, you're going to want uh, a plethora of instruments and sounds. Come on, I need you to focus on this camera. I've moved the distance of my monitor, and now I can't. It's just close enough where I don't think it likes to. I don't think it likes to focus that close. So, uh, you'll find you're going to need a plethora of instruments, okay? And so there's a couple of approaches that you can go, and then there's also effects, okay, where VSTs also give you effects like reverb and flange and chorusing, delay, compressors, EQs, multiband compressors, uh, and expanders, things. Just there are a ton of different kinds of effects. Everything from amps, guitar effects for to run your guitar through, and so you're going to want a bunch of effects also. And so this is where this is so there's a couple of approaches that you can go with. You can just kind of piecemeal things where you can buy this reverb unit from this company and this these strings from this company and the guitars from this company, or you can go to one place that has like what would be like a gigantic suite of SUITE of um, of instruments that you can purchase, and 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 they're expensive. But I mean, they're very expensive. Some of them are, $4,000 or $5,000, but um, some of them, one of them in particular, is for their top of the line suite. Okay, is about 1,000, maybe $600, and if you wait till Christmas or certain parts of the year, you can get it on sale. Okay, um, this particular one is by Native Instruments, and let's go to their web page. Okay, I am over here. I hope the sound is still working. If somebody's here, please let me know how the sound is, if the sound is still good. Now, this one by Native Instruments, let's type in Native Instruments. All right, here we go. Very nice to see you, Robin. Very, very, very nice. I'm glad you had a chance to stop in and we could say hello again. I hope all is well with you, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. You'll probably be the only person stop in. So, but that's okay. I'd rather see you than nobody, but actually, you're my favorite person to see. Because we go back. I got lots of very good memories with you, buddy. So it's really nice that you are, to hear from you again. Very good. Thanks for letting me know about the sound. So, this is a, what's called the complete ultimate. And this is, it says the bundle price is $1,199. Um, I I guess that's the bundle price right now, but I think it's actually more than that. But that's what it's saying, 1,100. I cannot stress to you, if you're into making music and if you need VSTs, if you need instruments, this is this is your one-stop shop, okay? Because all of the instruments that you get here will take you years to learn to use. There's so many, and they are the very, very, very highest quality. Let's just take one of these instruments. This the what is it here? I'm not seeing it here. The Stradivari violin, but there's also something here. I'm not seeing it. Uh, Flux. Uh, Cremona Quartet. Now, I'm not actually, I thought they got the whole thing here. I'm now just, no, this, I'm sure we get the quartet here. This is the, okay, this is the ultimate. We're not looking for the ultimate. That's why it's less. Products, we're looking for the ultimate collector's edition. Here it is, complete collector's edition. That's why. Yeah, this is $1,600. Okay, this is what you want. All right. Don't settle for anything less. Okay. This, and if you purchase this with your cakewalk, this will give you things like all your guitar effects. This will give you reverbs. It will give you flanges and chorusing and echoes and delays. It will give you EQs and every kind of compressor. And it will give you sounds. It will give you hundreds of gigs of sounds. And the sounds are, they're not just sounds like a guitar note, but it's actual, instruments. They're instruments that have the sounds within them, so that, for instance, if you play a chord, it's not a three-finger chord. When you play a three-finger chord, the instrument looks and says, oh, they're trying to play a G chord. So it will strum the whole G chord. Or if you hit one note, and it will do a finger picking pattern. Okay, and it will play a finger picking. Look at this, a picked acoustic. You just play with one note and it does the finger picking for you. That's the difference between sounds and instruments. These are instruments, okay? You have these emotive strings. There's also, so this is a VST plugin, but each one of these is a standalone VST plugin in itself, okay? And you get about 20 different pianos. I I I'm not exaggerating. And each one is a different kind of piano, whether if it's an upright, and once again, they are not just piano sounds, they are instruments. These pianos have all kinds of features built into them, whether if it's different mics where or different rooms that they're recorded in. So you can be playing the piano and you can switch and say, I want to use a little bit less of the close mics and a little more of the room mics, and you can drag a slider and switch between your room mic and your up close mic and that kind of thing. It has things like uh, the foot pedal noise, okay, and noises that have to do with pressing the keys. Like if you press the keys, some keys on a computer make a certain sound when you press them. They just kind of have an audible sound. Well, you can dial up and add that sound to your instrument. So that's the difference between just a sound where you just play the sound or an instrument, okay? And then you have this like this Fairlight. This is all human voice instruments where you can blend them together and make very cinematic kinds of effects. And then you have drums. You have this Damage is like the most incredible thing. Now I can talk about this or I can show you this, okay? So I'm going to, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to talk again about what Cakewalk comes with, okay? Now it does come with instruments. It comes with drums. It comes with some synths, I believe, that have a very basic grouping of sounds. But what Cakewalk also comes with is this Pro channel, okay? Where each channel, every track in your that you make of music, so you want your guitars and you want your vocal in one track and your drums in another track. Okay, every channel has a Pro channel strip, okay? And this Pro channel strip here comes with a compressor and an EQ, this tube amp, and this console thing. Okay, now that right there in itself is huge. And not only does each track have these, but these particular effects, they're very low. They have the very low footprint on the CPU, so you can use them on every track and still not have your CPU totally freaking out because you're using them, okay? And they're very, very nice sound to them, okay? They really work effectively well, okay? And what's really nice, now let's take a look at this Pro channel on this track here. Now what I'm going to do, I hope that's not too loud. Okay, now what I'm going to do is compress this. I'm going to put, see, notice the compressor? Now it's telling me that's a little bit loud for the... So that's your, this is going to be like a Bob Dylan song. If I sing it, it will be out of time from the, because my microphone, I've done this kind of funky thing with my mic. So this is going to be like in a Bob Dylan style vocal. 'Cause you are the way love is. I don't think that's going to be in time. So, all right. So that that's the compressor compressing that. And but when you check out the EQ, this EQ, I have like about maybe 30 EQs, all right? And I would never dream of using anything but this one. And it's built into Cakewalk. So what I do is I cut some of the bass out and leave a little room for the bass. Cut a little bit of this 200 out, leave a little room for the voice. Okay? And if I want, I can come up here and put a shelf here and give it a little bit of air. See, so this is perfect for, and this, when you see this, if you'll notice, there's like, when I bring this over, there's a shadow. That's where it was. And this shows me where it is now. You see, so if I bring this in, this ghost, see how well this EQ works? I've used EQs where I put something on them and it didn't sound like it did anything. This actually works, okay? I can hear some brass in here in this song. So this EQ is a dream. It's like, I want to cry. I love this EQ so much, okay? So, it gives you all kinds of abilities with your high pass and low pass filters. You can change the slope of it, and it gives you different kinds of EQs. I just used the hybrid one. All right. So you have this Pro channel on each channel, okay? Now I know I'm going over things that probably a lot of people already know about, okay? So now, what happens when you install? So you go. Now I'm going to give you a few other examples of some other VSTs. Okay, so this is the big one. This is the Native Instruments Complete Ultimate Collector's Edition. This is what you want, okay? This, if you can do anything, sell your car. I did. I don't have a car. But I have this, okay? And this right now they have just put out version 13, and I have, I think, version 12. And so it's going to cost me $500 to upgrade to version 13. You want to bet that by the end of this month, I will have upgraded to this version 13. It's going to cost me $500. But just a few of the items that are new in here, it's worth doing, okay? So, yep, $500 to do it. $600 if I want to buy their new guitar, which I'm probably going to wait until version 14 comes out for the new guitar. I think it should have been included in here, but that's my opinion. Because I'm not going to buy it and then have version 14 come out, and then then there it is in the pack, and I paid $100 for it. So I don't have money to throw away, but this is worth every single penny of this, okay? And I probably wouldn't have bought it if it was more than this, but for $1,600, it's worth it. And if you wait till it's on sale, you might be able to get it about $200 or $300 cheaper when it goes on sale. Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the other VSTs. Okay, there's another one called Fab Filter. And this, we want to go to fabfilter.com, not Sweetwater. Okay, we want to go to the actual FabFilter. Okay, and we're going to go to plugins. And these are, this is a whole, these are not necessary. They do have instruments also, sounds like native instruments. I am not going to comment on how good these instruments are, these Saturn and Timeless and the FabFilter Twin and the Volcano. I've never used them, okay? Not because they're not good, but because I do have native instruments and they I've got years to still learn all of the stuff that's in them, even though I've opened every one of them and used them before. They're very vast, okay? It's very, very, very vast, and if you can get native instruments, you'll be all set on the VST plugins, okay? You'll have everything that you need for not actually no, but you will need this, okay? And this FabFilter Pro L2, that's a must. You must have this. And I read more and how much it costs. Buy now. Let's see. It's that's for the total bundle, and the L2 is $200, and I I think I got it on sale for 99. But this is worth $200. Okay, it is worth it. Now what I do is I put this on the mastering bus. Okay, down here in the mastering bus, and it helps to kind of flatten out the song, okay? And it's a brick wall limiter, okay? So that's that, okay? And now there's also isotope, isotope, ozone. Here we go. Boy, they lucky they don't have Sweetwater trying to jump in and grab people away. Um, Not that I have a problem with Sweetwater, okay? But all right, now this is another thing, okay? Now we go to their products here, and what uh, what this is, okay? Ozone you put on your song, and neutron you put on your tracks, and nectar you put on your tracks, okay? The- I I would suggest purchasing Neutron 3, Ozone 9, Nectar 3 Plus, and possibly even the vocal synth, okay? Those particular now this RX8 is really nice too. So um, but Ozone 9 is for putting on your whole sound. I'm not going to go into depth about what each one of these do. I may save that for the end of this video. I'm just going into letting you know that these are third-party plugins that you buy, and they work inside Cakewalk, okay? And you install them on your computer, and then you're able to use them in Cakewalk, and they work seamlessly. It's like they're part of Cakewalk, and so it's not like they just become part of Cakewalk. They're right there, just like the Cakewalk effects that come with it, and synths and sounds and plugins that are part of Cakewalk. They're listed right with them, so you can insert them into your project just like you would a Cakewalk sound. All right. So Nectar 3, Ozone 9, I mean Neutron 3, Ozone 9, Nectar 3, and Vocal Synth. Okay, I would advise getting those. Okay, if you can get them in I bought Neutron 3 and Ozone 9 together. I bought Nectar uh, separately and Vocal Synth. I'm still paying for these, for all of these, the Vocal Synth, Nectar, Neutron, and Ozone 9. And I will show you how I did it because you can buy them from Isotope, okay? Or you can buy them, but if you buy them from Isotope, you just got to pay for them, okay? You got to pay for them to get them. And that's the same with this complete. If you want to own it, you just have to pay for it, and you pay the $1,600 plus tax, I guess, and you get this $15,000. That's really, if you bought all these things separately, that's what you'd pay, and that's not like a gimmick. That's for real. The you get buying all of these together is really an amazing deal. Okay, now the and so I would also possibly consider with these fab filters getting the Pro R. I would get the Pro L and the Pro R. The Pro R is like a reverb, a really, really nice reverb. It's probably the best reverb in the world, okay? So, okay, I would consider that also. They also have a multiband MB. This multiband uh, compressor expander, that is very nice too, okay? Those are the three that really stick out to me, okay? Now, now their EQ is good also, but it's not something that I absolutely have. Cakewalk has built into it a really killer EQ, okay? Linear EQ. So I that just doesn't strike me as much as these three, okay? These three are very, very nice programs. I wish I owned the Pro R and the multiband, but this Pro L I could not make music without it. Okay, so now back to this. So the Neutron 3 and the Ozone 9 come bundled together, and you can get a good price on them when they're bundled. The Nectar 3 and the Vocal Synth you buy separately. Now if we go to splice.com, splice.com, we turn off cap locks. All right? And when it goes click on plugins, you will notice I'm not logged in, so it'll actually show me what it would show you. Okay, now in here, you will notice that you can buy the vocal synth, and it says Ozone 9 Advanced. Now, Advanced, Neutron, and Ozone 9 Standard. And I'm not seeing the deal here. That I got. Now, okay, also included. All right, so here we go. Now, this is 27. This you get. This is a kind of awesome deal here, okay? To get Ozone 9 and Neutron 3. What you can do is you can go here to this site. You can go to YouTube, and you can go all of these products, Fab Filter, this Pro L, Pro R, Pro L, MB, the complete setup here with each one of these. Each one of these things you can find tons of videos on YouTube explaining what each one of these do. Okay, each thing has tons of videos on YouTube, and I've watched, I think, all of them. Uh, Not all of them, but a good portion of them I have watched on YouTube. Some things may not have, some of the sound packs and all may not have videos for them yet, but like all of these, the India, These all have videos on the Maverick. All of these, the electric sunburst. They not only have videos, but they show you how these instruments, how to use them. The Picked Acoustic has good ones. The Funk Guitarist, the MM Bass, West Africa. All of these have videos on YouTube for. And the Cremona Quartet is oh, that's amazing. And so the Fairlight has an awesome video for it. So and the session horns, my gosh, do I use that a lot. Okay, so these horns sound so, it sounds like you have a horn section, okay? And they have a bunch of like MIDI horn prefab. FM8 is, I mean, you could just probably just make all of your music with this FM8. That's how powerful these are. They are so amazing. So you can find videos. Battery is huge. Absinthe is huge. Damage is amazing. And there's also, then it also comes with Contact, which comes with its own library. And the Contact library has some really nice stuff. Plus, it also has vocals, some vocal soprano things. I don't see them here, but I might have bought them separately. There's a ton of stuff outside of this that plugs into this also. So I think there's more than this here. I think this grouping is not complete. I think it's got the most of the stuff here, but then they go over the expansions. Yeah, this is amazing. I don't think they even uh, hit the tip of the iceberg on really what comes with all of this. There's also massive. Where's that? Um, Reactor here. Reactor is huge also, and you get probably, I would say, 50 to 100 um, drum instruments, each one separate, a separate instrument. Drum selection. This is a drum kit. I mean, this has probably about 30 different drum kits, and each one of these, this is all cinematic drums. This is just like I said, you get about 30 pianos, different piano instruments, and Evolve is amazing. Each one, look at the gentlemen. These are keyboard instruments. Noir, the finger, that's another keyboard. Unaconda, corda, Unacorda, and this vintage organs. Okay, that's a reactor. There's reactor right there. This is amazing. This is an entire. I would say this alone is probably worth, amazing and massive. These two things are almost as big as this whole group. Yeah, and you can make unlimited sounds with this. You can load your own sounds in and tweak them in, and this massive X. These are amazing. So, and then you've got guitar rig. This is your guitar stack. So you have like all these different amps and all these different effects, and you can run them serially into each other, or you can load uh, several run guitar rig in parallel through your bus chain. So you could run several instances of this. Guitar rig is probably all you need as a guitarist, as an electric guitarist, when you want to go do recording and record all your stuff, and be able to do post work with your with a direct guitar signal. This is a guitarist's dream. All these guitarists that have all these foot pedals and all, this is it. This has all these foot pedals built into it, and they're all right in the box. Mixing in the box, okay, so to speak. So now, so when we go here to splice, all right, what I said was saying is that you can see there's some videos here that explain what neutron, and I'm not going to play these videos because they're long, okay? But you can see that's for 25 months. So 12 and 12 are 24. That's 2 years of payments. But what's nice is if you pay them $27 today, $28 today, you get both of these today. And you get to use them for the next 2 years, well, forever, uh, hopefully. Uh, you get to use them for your lifetime, and I believe you can pass them on to people as long as they have control of your ability to sign into your account. Uh, but you own this program. You can only have one instance. Use it for yourself. You can't have. You can't give it to somebody else and let them use it also. You don't get a kind of networking license. You only get it for you, but you can use it, have several instances of it in one song. Now, this so if you pay them today, you get like a what $500 or $600 program. Uh, you get to use it now and pay it off for. So that's what's nice about Splice is with these uh, isotope programs. And unfortunately, they I don't think they offer RX, and they don't offer. I'm not sure they might offer RX. Just RX is not something that's it's more visualization to visualize your song, and it does have some editing stuff. It's powerful, but it's not something that I particularly have a use for now. But someday in the future I may. So this splice is a way to get ozone and neutron, and we go back into your plugins. So you get both of them. I would buy them in the bundle because they're cheaper. Okay, in the bundle, you still get the full programs. Now I've just noticed they have Omnisphere here too, and this is amazing. This is $500. Okay. Oh, it says buy at manufacturer's site. Let's so you when you go here, yeah, they Omnisphere is worth buying. Okay, the only problem I have with Omnisphere is they never have sales, never, ever, ever. At least from my knowledge, it's $500. Let's see, let's buy the download. $500. It's always $500. It's several years old, but it is not outdated. Okay, so it's it's $500, and I don't see and you have to pay the $500, and there's no way around that. I mean, you have to pay it before you get to even hear a peep out of it. So it's got to be paid. Where with this, where with these other, with these with ozone and neutron and all, you get them ahead of time. And there's also with they also have for plugins here in the they also have this compressors, okay, synthesizers. They also have rent to own here in this. They also have Nectar, and they have the it's the one for vocal compressors. I would say it might be in here. Uh, CLA vocals. That's from Waves. Isotope. They have the Neutron 3, and then they have the vocal synth. Okay? So they have, and so if you go into this vocal synth, you pay them $900, $9.99, and you get this program. And what's nice about this is if you find that you're not using the vocal synth, I pay for it anyway because I want to own it, okay? Uh, Even though I don't use it in every song, this gives you like flanging and uh, talk box and all kinds of I mean really this is the vocal processor. It gives you like that alien sound in your voice. I'm not giving this justice as giving a review of this product, okay? But go on YouTube and look up Vocal Synth 2, okay, by Isotope, and watch the video on it, and you will be so amazed. This is vocoder, okay? That's the main effect. It gives you an auto tune effect, okay? It gives you about 8 different massive alterations of your voice, and you can put them all together like each one of these and move the spatiality. It is so amazing. The size of this blob, you can make it smaller or larger so that this particular effect, but they all work together. This is such an amazing vocal plugin, okay? So you get to have these plugins, and then you also want this nectar down here. Where is it? Neutron. Where's nectar? Rent to own. I think it was up here. Nectar. You want this also. All right. So that's 4 isotope products that you can get through splice.com, and you can pay them probably today, maybe about 30 bucks, 30 40 bucks, and have all 4 of them. And 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 I'm going to explain now what happens when you install them, okay? Also, so now so this is the sounds. Okay, now Splice also has sounds, okay? Now I'm going to turn off my game stream for a moment and log in. I don't know what's going to pop up when I go to log in, so I'm going to log in to my account. Um, all right, now we'll turn it back on again. I don't know if that turned it off or not, but it didn't pop up. Yeah, it did. Now, now if you notice up here in the corner, it says I have 278 credits. I buy uh, um, the low product of this, but what these are is just sounds. And so you got a drum beat, or you got like maybe a guitar part play, acoustic guitar part, that very short sounds. They're not whole songs. They're just little bits of sounds that you can put together. You got a drum groove where somebody's drumming and you've got a drum groove. There are a lot of different websites that sell sounds. I like this one in particular, okay, because it gives you an app for your Windows program, and that app is right here, Splice. And when I open this app, okay, it shows me recently. These are things that I own. Now I don't hear it playing. uh, I might have to go into the settings and tell it where to play. Switch to beta, Splice folder, check updates about Splice. I don't hear it playing. So it's because of the setup that I have here. Um, let's go back. Uh, I don't even know what this is. This is strange. Samples. Okay, so These are recently added. Unfortunately, they're not playing. I'm not sure why. I don't hear them. It could be a sample rate or something messed up. Okay, but what's nice about these is that I can play them, but I can open up Cakewalk, and this has been a weird thing lately. Yeah. Okay. I can open up Cakewalk. We'll get rid of the Pro channel here. Bring this over a little bit more. And I can take these samples and I can drag them right into my project. Now you can hear them. Okay, so delete. Let's drag. Those are some drum beats. Here's the sound here, right here. Let's mute this and mute the drum down here. Oh, I think I'm going to throw this in its own little track, so I can mute the drum track here. Addictive drums. Okay, here. And so what I can do is I can put this in here, and then I can copy it, and let's turn this on, and I don't think this is going to work here. I've got this on half notes. Let's go on quarter. I don't think that's going to work either, but it will actually what I have to do is group clip looping. That's not going to work. Undo. What I have to do is set the timing to be correct with this, and it says it's at 100, but I don't want to change my timing for this song. So, but basically, what I can do is just link them together and copy them like this, and run them back in, and then start singing like something to them, you know. And so, and they've got like hundreds of thousands of sounds. Let's try this one. Okay, so what I've done here is I've tried to show you the very best VSTs, and there's another. I just want to give you one more. Okay, so you can buy these sounds, and then you install this little program on your computer, and then what you do is you go through their sounds and you say, okay, let's see, this jazz bam bap. Okay, it's not playing for some reason. I'm not sure. I don't have. Oh, I know why it's not playing. Now it should play. This page. Now it should work. So this is actually working. All right, now I can't play these for very long because some of these I haven't purchased, but I can play these because I own these, okay? See, so this is a really cool just drum beat that I can just drag in and throw into my song, okay? So try and conceptualize this, okay? Where this here is a bunch of instruments, okay? And within these instruments are hundreds, if not thousands, well, there are many thousands of sounds in this whole group, okay? But these instruments actually corral these sounds into into like a playable instrument, and that's the difference between an instrument and a sound. Because, like, say this picked acoustic, uh, I can go in here to here, and I can find an acoustic sound of a picked acoustic. Okay, genres. Let's see, guitar. Let's see, guitar. No, this would be instruments, guitar, and find a guitar. All right, now I was like, I could make a song right out of that. You know, it's just like right there, just that's the very core of the song right there. That is so cool. So, so, so I could take that sound and just throw it in and then build stuff around it. But if I use this picked instrument here, okay, I can literally, that's where probably that sound came from one of these instruments. And what they did was they set up the instrument, and they just, when they played that, they just played one note, and it played that, and then they played another note, and it dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da da dun 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 da da dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da da. That was like four notes they played, and they created that sample from these picked patterns that are built into the instrument. So your best bet is to get these instruments, learn how to use them, and create really one of a kind unique things. Because if I take this and turn it into a song, um, and this is a loop, so it'll just play over. But all I'm going to have is that to play over and over and over and over again, and it's going to get boring, kind of. So it's best if you can use this funk guitarist here and create, that's probably was created from this funk guitarist or one of these instruments here, the electric sunburst here. They probably created, or they could have played it on their guitar. There are all kinds of possibilities, but to me it sounds so clean that it kind of sounds like something that was made from one of these guitars. So, or another VST plugin, okay? There are many. So, it's better if you make it from one of these, because then you can deviate it. And when you buy the loop like this, you're stuck with it. This is all you get. You get this loop unless they include like a second section, and they a lot of times they don't. And that's the problem, is you're stuck with this just one little loop, and it loops over and over, and that's all you get for your song. Okay? So but that may be okay for a song to just use that, or sometimes you can get lucky and they have a certain thing here which you can click, which says similar, find similar, and you can find a similar thing and work them together, okay? uh, So that's part of these breakdowns here where you can go by timing and pitch and find other stuff on, and I can go right on here and buy stuff. Once I get to the bottom here, it goes past what I have and then allows me to buy more on Splice. See, and these I can actually buy. I don't own these, okay? I can play them, but so I can play them. And Splice has tons and tons and tons of them, okay? So uh, it's just it's a matter of your approach, but this approach is by far is going to give you the best song because of Splice's limitivity, because of what it is. It's a splice, and it's not necessarily it's not something that you're in charge of. You're limited by that splice, okay? But where with here you're not limited. You can do changes in the picking pattern. You can alternate the picking pattern. But it's still the same guitar, so it gives you like unlimited somewhat variation in your song, okay? So uh, then there's also audio blocks, which is story blocks. Story blocks. Okay, log in. Okay, so we're going to go here to story blocks. Now, story blocks, when we go to audio, okay, story blocks. Now I can play this because I own this particular sample. I've made a song from that before. Their number one song, thing here that they show is one of my songs. So that's another kind of problem with using splices and story blocks, video, audio blocks, is that everybody's got the same thing, okay? And even though I chopped this up and arranged these little, I broke this into little pieces and used them in my own way, uh, it's still probably I could be just going through YouTube music, of all these creators and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, they used the same song I did for my song. Then it's like, and how well did they do? Is it better than my song? Or there's always that kind of thing. It's you think, well, which one's better? But the problem is that that the problem is, so I have rights to this, so I can play this on this video. So now I better not go clicking on too many of them because some of them I don't have rights to. But most of the ones in the top here, I've already used. So that's kind of the problem. If I were to log in, it would probably tell me that I already own this. So, but what's nice about this is on audio blocks is this isn't just a slice. This is actually this is a minute and 39 seconds. They actually give you an ending. They give you a chorus part. Not always, but they give you an intro part. This one's obviously got some kind of little click in intro, and then it starts. It might go into it. They don't give you the whole song, but they give you pieces that you can chop up, and it gives you that amount of variety. But the problem is that everybody else is probably 1,000 people have used this in their production. Okay? And the thing is that you may be the person who uses it and does the best thing. A lot of people, what they do is they buy this and they put it in the background of their video and they go to the farmer's market or something and this plays in the background of their farmer's market video. And that's it. They just use it as is. You're supposed to change it to some degree. So putting a video on it changes it enough, okay? but they didn't change it. They didn't write lyrics for it. They didn't sing to it. They didn't add other instruments, organs, and a drum beat. They didn't add all kinds of stuff. So you might be the one to actually take this and turn it into a hit, because all they did was just use this as is, okay? But if you take and chop it into pieces and arrange it into choruses and verses and an ending and all, then you've changed it considerably. You know, the probably the original guy who made it might have to look and think, is that my song? You know, of course he would know it is, but it's going to be so obscured by the vocals and by the drum beat and the organs that you add and the strings and all the changes that he's barely going to recognize it. And and then you have changed it dramatically, okay? But there's still in the back of your mind that idea that everybody's, used this. Thousands of people have used this in their video, okay? And this is the number one song right now on audio blocks. It's the first thing that popped up, and I didn't even log in. So this is what they're saying. Hey, check this out. Join. So you have to pay them at least. I think it's $100 a month. It might be $150 a month. You pay them a certain amount of money each month, and and you can get unlimited songs. So when you buy your subscription, you want to go downloading like crazy. And I kept audio blocks I up for about a year, over a year, almost for 2 years. And it's more than it's $100 a year. It's $150 a year, I believe. Pricing and plans. Let's go here. Yeah, it's $10 a month. $30 a month. You want the all access, okay? And that's $30. That's $360 a year, okay? I think oh, this is for everything. This is for 4K footage. This is for everything, okay? $10 a month is for HD footage. Okay, music. Okay, so $10. That's actually a good price. 5 total monthly downloads. Okay, so you only get 5 downloads a month of HD footage, 4K footage. That's not much. This 360 for 4K footage, effects, and all. This is a good deal. Okay. If you really want these core effects and these songs, but really what comes down to it is everybody's got these songs. Okay, everybody's using them. I've made songs and spent days working on them, only to like watch a movie, some independent film, and it's like there's my song in the middle of the love scene, uh, and so your song. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I probably own that too. Uh, so I when I when I got their unlimited download thing, it took me. I paid the subscription for a couple of years, and I downloaded everything. I've had their video blocks thing, and I've had their audio blocks thing. I did not have their 4K video. All right, so to try and kind of tie this up, okay, is that your song is going to be used by a lot of people, um, and so you get royalty free, you get all of that stuff, but it's uh, it's not it's not completely original, and that's where this comes in, because if you learn to use these instruments, you can create something that nobody else has. This is where it comes in. This is so really you want to go and be here uh, with this You want to go to you want to get this uh, Ultimate Collector's Edition or something similar. The Omnisphere is kind of nice, but it's not even close to this. This is the best deal you can get for instruments, okay, and everything: effects, instruments, guitar effects, pianos, organs. Uh, these are the Stradivarius violins that have been. This is new. They've been sampled and recorded in these very large, uh, in like cathedral kind of situations, in the most acoustically balanced places in the world, with the most sought out instruments in the world. These are samples of those instruments, and it's these are instruments. They're not just sounds, but when you combine these together in your own way, you're going to have something that is unique and nobody else has. So this is the way to go. So all right, now we're going to switch gears. Now I there are many other uh, VSTs. There are thousands of them, and I could go into ample sounds. And there's also there's rock something rock, and there's also well, let's go to my Cakewalk thing here. My Cakewalk thingy. Insert soft synth. Okay. Now there is output arcade. Okay, that's really cool. These are ways. Ruby. Let's see. Uberschall. That's another one with their Elastic 3. Okay, Waves has some instruments, and this is Freddie Mercury's piano. Okay, so when I install this in here, insert this in here, we're going to hear Freddie Mercury's piano. This is look at this now, and now this sounds terrible because I have some latency going on in my computer right now. I can't switch these things because I'm broadcasting, but this it's it sounds a little bit kind of rinky dinky, but it's not. Believe me. And I can add like faraway mics. Let's see, room mics. And you see it take, and these are the eight. These are the low resolution samples. I can also load these really high ones. Yeah, this piano was like made from this wood from some some island off of Italy. This piano is the probably the nicest piano in the world. That's why Freddie Mercury bought it. Okay, because he had to have the best piano in the world. Okay, and that's this. That's this piano. So this is all right. This is an example of, and that's a VST. So you can just go out and you can buy Freddie Mercury's piano. Now I'm going to go into now installing. This is the hard part: is getting VSTs to work. Okay, edit, undo, insert, synth. Okay. Now what you do is you buy. They're all a little bit different on how you install them. Okay. And I'm sorry, I could have put this first, and then people would have said, you know, well, why did I have to go through how I already know how to install stuff. I just want you to talk. I wanted to hear you talk about the different VSTs. One's got to go first, and so I chose to talk about the different ones first, okay, and what they are, and then and now we're gonna switch to how to install them. I think a lot of people have problems. They buy them and they download them and install them, and they don't work. They can't find them. They can't figure out what they're doing. Okay. Now, and in particular with Cakewalk. Now, I'm not explaining how this is done in any of the other DAWs. I'm explaining how this is done in Cakewalk. Now, in Cakewalk, when you open up your project, you go up here to Utilities, and you go to the Cakewalk Plugin Manager here, and this tells you all of the plugins that you have installed. All right? And so it gives you a list of everything, okay? But your plugin won't show here if it's not linked, if the links are not set up, okay? And the way you set up the links is here. And this is in the paths, okay? So please select the folder. So when you download, okay, so let's go to this, okay? When I install this, okay, this is going to just stand here until, all right, so when this particular package comes with an install manager, okay, and that is here, okay, so you have to install this first. Now, the reason why I'm explaining this, please don't show my password. I'm going to turn this off for a moment. Searching for the latest update. We'll see what. Okay, I'm going to cancel this out for now. Where is it? Native Instruments. Okay, we'll turn this back on now. Now, what? This is a little teeny program here, and you install it. It only takes a second, and boop, it's installed. Okay. But then what it does is it downloads and installs all of the products that you bought. And look how many there are. Some of these I bought on top of them, but this is what comes with this. It's so absolutely amazing, all right? And so these this is what comes with this collectors. All of these different, each one of these is like a different synthesizer. Each one, or yeah, they are. And each one of these ones are like, each one of these is a different drum set. Okay, from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and the modern and the vintage drummer. And then there are cinematic drums. There's all kinds of stuff. All right. So I have a video where I play a bunch of this stuff, where I install and bring them into Cakewalk and kind of show them off. When I first bought this, I went nuts on a video. So it's several hours long where I go into all of these. So just look through my stuff and you'll see something on Native Instruments, okay? It's a big long video. Now, it installs them, but what you do is you go up into this area here and go to Preferences, and you say where you want it to put the VSTs. Okay, and the VSTs are Virtual Studio Technology plugins. Okay, and that's like a universal standard that all of these developers make so that all the different DAWs can insert these instruments into their track views. Okay, and so now there are these folders on your computer, and they're named VST plugins. You know what a Windows folder is, okay? It's a folder, and it is named VST plugins, okay? But you have a bunch of them, okay? And so if you install the VST plugin on your computer, you bought like all of this, and it got installed, and then you go into Cakewalk, and you go here, and you go to Insert and Soft Synth, and you look, and this isn't here, and this is where all of the Native instruments are. These are actual instruments, and then Then this complete control or contact here, that is where a whole bunch of them are also inside there. These are separate instruments, and then this is like an instrument corral, okay? But these ones are separate instruments. And so you get these really massive separate instruments, and then you get this contact corral, which has hundreds of them in it, okay? And I don't know if it's hundreds, but let's insert contact, okay? And just to give you an idea, this is like a corral where I can put. Yeah, there are hundreds of instruments in here. Yeah, there are. When you figure that this factory library has a bunch of them. Also, each one of these are choirs and bands and orchestral instruments, brass. Each one is a different instrument. Um, they're not just sounds. They're an instrument is built around a library of sounds, okay? Sounds are just sounds. You play them and it goes bleep, and that's the sound. But an instrument is this set of instructions built around a group of sounds, okay? So that it can play the sounds like an instrument would play them, like fingers on a flute or like strumming a guitar. It will play them like an instrument would play them, okay? And you have bands, but look at how many there are here. Each one of these, and I bought some of these separately. Let's go into this chance, okay? Just to give you a little rough idea of some of these. All right, so, oops. All right, so there's a chance, okay, and all right, okay, I'm kind of getting sidetracked, so save instrument, no. All right, so we're gonna close this. We'll undo this, edit. Okay, I'll leave that open for a minute. Now, so you have these folders on your computer. Now let me show you where a few of them live, okay? They mostly live on your C drive, okay? So you go to your local disk C drive and you go to program files, and this is why I have a ton of stuff in here, and Cakewalk, okay? Now, all right, in your program files you have x86 program files and you have program files, and then if you go down here into what is it? Is it users? No, common. There's something called common files. I think it's program data. No, it's not there. Where is it? Open hardware monitor. Okay, I think it's in program files. Yeah, we're going to find something down here that's going to say, yeah, all right. See this VST plugins? This is right in program files. Sometimes when you install a VST plugin, it will put them in here, okay? These Audio Vacs and Guitar Rig 3 and these wanted to put them here. So, Orange Vocoder and Kazrog, they decided that's where they wanted to install them, okay? But most of them, when you install them, know that you have Cakewalk. Sometimes it installs them in the Steinberg folder. If you have Steinberg instruments and Steinberg plugins and everything, it will install them in there. And this is where Ozone likes to install its stuff, okay? So, and then sometimes it will install them in Cakewalk, where Cakewalk here has a VST plugins folder also, and look how many got installed in there, and these are all VST plugins, and that's where Cakewalk installs its own plugins. All right, now to give you a these two program files. They're in your C drive, okay? Everybody has a C drive, and that's where Windows is installed. But you have two program files. One is for 32-bit programs, and the other is for 64-bit programs. x86, 386 types programs, 486, 586. Those are 32-bit programs. And so you'll find a VST folder here for 32-bit. All right, VST plugins. You'll find the Steinberg there with another VST plugins. And then you'll also find in your Cakewalk, for your 32-bit Cakewalk, you'll find another VST plugins with VST plugins there. Those are all 32-bit plugins for the most part. And then you click on the 64-bit program files, and you'll find, oh my gosh, now I have a VST plugins here. And that's where some of your Wave plugins, Arcade and the Noise Ash, okay, all of those Sonar Works, okay, they decided to put them there. I don't know why. I suppose when you're installing them, you can tell them, no, don't put them here. Put them in the Cakewalk one. And that's fine. But you have to put them. See, notice where it says X64. These are 64-bit. They have to be in the right place, okay? Sometimes they won't work, okay? So they have to be, if they're, and usually you just let it put them where it wants to put them. But pay attention, because at some point when you're installing your plugin, it's going to pop up and it's going to say where it's going to tell you where it's putting, which VST folder it's putting them in. Write it down, okay? Write it down. At that point, it's going to show you a long list address of where it's going to put that VST its VSTs. And a lot of times you can just copy these and move them right into the Cakewalk one, okay? So just move them, take them out, but sometimes you can't, okay? So it all depends. I'm going to show you a workaround that fixes that, okay? So sometimes it's best to just let it put it where it wants to put them, but write it down and find out where it's putting the VSTs, okay? And the VSTs are DLLs. Now, if your program isn't showing this DLL, okay, that means that you don't have extents turned on your computer. And up top in here, make sure this is showing, okay? I guess you can hide it, okay? But in this view part, okay, click up on view, go to options, change folder and search options. You click on this and go to view, okay? And this one that says here, hide extensions for known file types, uncheck that, okay? And then click apply and click OK. That has to be unchecked. And when you do that, all right, all of a sudden you'll see what's after the file name. It'll say .dll or .doc or .txt or .avi or .wave. It'll show you what kind of files. And these VST files are all DLLs, okay? .dll, all right? So you'll know that these are your plugins. And if Cakewalk can't find these, then if it can't find them, then it doesn't have a path to them, okay? So now you're also going to have in your 64-bit program files, you're going to have Cakewalk here. Also, it's going to be Cakewalk. And you'll notice that you have another VST plugins. So that's a bunch of them. And there's also another one also somewhere here. Okay, but this is your VST plugins here. And as you notice these 64-bit, there's a ton of them here, okay? And so that's a lot. And inside of these folders are a bunch of them also. Okay, so you have all of these. So that's the bottom line, is that you have a bunch of different VST folders, okay? Now also, I'm going to show you another place where, okay, now notice you have a VST folder here right in each program files, but then there's also this thing that says common files. And whoa, look what we've got here. VST2 and VST3. Okay, and you'll find that there's some DLLs in these, a bunch of them. And these ones have these are not DLLs, these are VST3s, okay? So, and there's a ton of them, okay? So common files, so I know that's why I'm doing this in a video. You can rewind the video. You can write down all these different places, but this is in the 64-bit program files, and then you go into here, the 32-bit one, and you go into common files, and whoa, look what we've got. We got a VST3 here too, okay? And there's a bunch of them in there too, okay? So you got your Fab Filter Pro R and a bunch of other stuff, okay? So, so you have a bunch of these. So I've shown you where, that's where all of the different VSTs are located, okay? So you've got two of them in program files. You've got, one in each program files, okay, a VST folder, VST plugins. You've got one in each Cakewalk in each one of these. You've got some in the Steinberg, okay, VST plugins. Okay, look how many are here. All right, and so, and you've got one in the Steinberg here in the 32-bit. Steinberg. It all depends on if you have Steinberg stuff, or if some things just like to put them in there, but look at that, okay? So you, and sometimes they have 32-bit and 64-bit plugins, okay? So it all depends on which ones you use, okay? And then you have some in the common files, okay? There's the VST3 and the VST2 in here also, okay? So what do you do about the fact that there's all now? So really, it doesn't matter as long as when you install that, you let it just install it where it wants to install its own VSTs. That's not a bad plan, okay? But then what you want to do is go into Cake. Once you get it installed, you write down where it installed it, because at some time during the install process, it always asks, it pops up and says, where do you want to install these VSTs? And it will give a suggestion, okay? Now it's up to you if you want to ignore that suggestion, or if you want to change that suggestion, and it will say, it'll say, where do you want to install this 32-bit? Where do you want to install this 32-bit plugin? And then, so you know that the 32-bit one has to go somewhere on your C drive. You can't put it anywhere. I don't think you can put them anywhere. You should put them anywhere other than the C drive, okay? They're not huge. They're like pointers to sounds. They're not necessarily the sound libraries. They're the instruments themselves, okay? So, and it looks like I have some DLLs actually right in my C drive. This is an arcade DLL. These are VST3s. Luckily, it still works. But at this point, this put them right in my C drive, right in the, okay? So, but you want to put your 32-bit ones in this x86. So wherever it decides to put it, it's fine. As long it's going to say, we're installing your 32-bit ones and it'll suggest somewhere in this program files x86, okay? You can click OK as long as you write down where it's going, okay? And then it's going to pop up again, and it's going to say, now we want to install your 64-bit VSTs. And it's going to try to install some other stuff, some Apple ones, and some art, just some other strange kind of stuff. It's okay to just leave those and let it just install them with it. Okay. The main thing you want are the DLLs and the VSTs. Okay, and the VST2s and the VST3s. Just let it install them all, and then it's going to say, we're installing your 64-bit ones. Where do you want them? Now you want those on your C drive in the program files for 64-bit. That would be not the x86 one, but the one that just says program files. And it will try to put them in there somewhere, and it's going to put them either in, this VST folder down here, or or it's VST plugins, or it's going to put it in the Steinberg ones, or it's going to try to put it in the common files one, or in most of the times it's going to find Cakewalk, and it's going to try to put them in this Cakewalk VST plugins folder. Okay, these install programs, they know about Cakewalk, and it tries to put them in here. Okay, generally, that's why there's so many here. Okay, it's going to try to put them in there. Now, and so you just write down where it put it in C/:/ program files, and then Cakewalk or common files or Steinberg. It's going to put that, and then it's going to tell you the name of the DLL, and you click OK, and you write that down. Okay. Then you go into Cakewalk, and you go into this open Cakewalk, and you go into this utilities menu and go to Cakewalk plugin manager, and then Cakewalk's going to scan and everything when you open it up, and then go to options. Okay, and this is where you see where I have Cakewalk. It's going to have some of these that are already here, and sometimes it puts like this auto tune one. It put that one in Antares. Okay, it told me when I was installing it where it was putting the auto tune DLL. So you have to then add this and click add, and go to the place and go to your C drive, which would be here. Let's see, C drive. Okay, and then you go to say this program files x86. You go down to this VST folder here. If it's not there, you add this, and so you go down to VST plugins, and you click OK. I already have it there. See, VXT x86 plugins, and common files, VST plugins, and I have the VST3 okay, program files, VST plugins. So there's that, and then I have the Cakewalk VST plugins. Okay, there are some that I don't have in here yet, but I think that what would happen is I'd end up with redundant ones. But you can't. Common files is the VST3. There was a VST2 one there also, and then there's program files. There's program files x86, Cakewalk plugins, and that's for Cakewalk Sound Centrals. And then there's x86. So you put all of these folders, tell it where all these possible plugins can be that I've laid out. Okay, you put them all in here, and then you click OK. All right, and it will list them all here. Then you close this. Now, what you could do, excuse me, now I'm having a cough attack here. You go back to your Cakewalk plugin manager. You can click scan for plugins, and then it will scan all those folders and find the plugins. Excuse me. Then it will find all of those plugins, and you'll see them scanning down here in the right hand corner, and it'll tell you how many it found. Okay, and if you've just installed something, it will tell you it just found those. Okay, so that's why, the reason why probably your plugin isn't showing up in here is you don't have those paths. Okay, and so then when I go insert soft synth, then you'll see them appear here. Okay, this Uberschall, all of these different things, you'll see them all appear. Ample sound, ample guitars. I think I have more than the one guitar from ample sound. So I've actually got to go through this and organize this better, because I'm noticing a lot of things that are not here that are supposed to be here. So addictive drums, and some of these things you'll have to put codes in. You know, sometimes the first time you open it, you have to go to their website and sign up and take a code from their website and put it into to activate the instrument and all. So these these different and this is the native instruments thing here. So I believe that's where we're going to take you with this video. So this is going to be my new song here. Gonna have a bass here. Since we met, the world's a better place. I don't think I'm singing this in the right timing. So no, probably not at all, because there's a lag or something. I'm not sure. But so I hope that is helpful in understanding the VST thing. Now, it's the same thing with your VST effects. When you right click in your effects bin here and right click audio effect, and then you look down through all your effects, if you have those paths set right, okay, from your utilities and this, and you go into this options and you have all your paths set, and when you install your effect, like if you buy the reverb, the isotope reverb, or the isotope compressors and all, when you install them, you pay attention, you write down where it's putting the VSTs, okay? And if that link isn't in here, you have to add it, okay? So you go into the add and you find that, you know, go into your C drive, wherever it put it, whether if it's in program files and Steinberg or wherever it puts it, you find that. If it's not there, and a lot of times, like I said, automatically it's going to try to put it into Cakewalk. It's going to look and say, oh, he's got Cakewalk on here, we'll put them in there. Every time it does that, I'm always amazed. I have no idea how the program knows that I have Cakewalk on here. But it tries to put them in Cakewalk. I think because Windows, Cakewalk has told Windows that it's the default place for VSTs. And so when you go to install it, the program looks at Windows and says, "Where's your default VST folder?" And Cakewalk's told Windows, "Hey, I'm in charge. I've got all the VSTs." So it just automatically puts it. Windows passes that path off to most programs, okay? But some of them want to put them in their own place. And I suggest letting it put it where it wants to and then coming in here and going into the options and adding that place. But you got to write it down. If you don't, then you're going to have to reinstall it and then look and write it down, okay? So, but I've shown you a lot of the possibilities of where they could be, okay? So, so that's, I think that's going to do it for this video. Now, sometimes you will put VSTs on here and there'll be conflicts, okay? Cakewalk won't work right, and so what you do is you open Cakewalk. Some VSTs don't like other VSTs, and and so what you do is you hopefully Cakewalk closed right. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it did. So what you do is you open Cakewalk, but you don't load a song. Okay, you close this down. This start screen. You close this down, and then you can go into your utilities in the Cakewalk plugin manager here before it even loads all these VSTs. Okay, before it loads anything, and you can come in here and you can exclude a few. You can set them into the exclude uh, and turn them off. Okay, and you can turn them all off. If you can't get Cakewalk to load for some reason, you can just go in and start turning them off. You can always put them back in one by one by one, and then eventually you're going to go to start Cakewalk, and you just put one in, and you find out, oh, that's it. That's the one that's causing the problem. Okay. So, uh, so that's one way to troubleshoot Cakewalk. Okay. And I will also mention that when it used to happen, I don't know if it still does, but if you use the codec pack, the mega codec pack, K-Lite mega codec pack on your computer, sometimes it will look and find some of your plugins, and it'll say, "Oh, these are all messed up. Uh, do you want? They're broken." And it'll say, "Do you want to disconnect them?" And say, "No, do not disconnect them." Okay, because it will stop them from functioning, and it cuts them out of the registry. So that's just another little kind of thing that you might want to consider. Sometimes when you install the Mega Codec pack, it'll find some of your Cakewalk plugins and try to disable them. Don't let it do that. I don't think it does that anymore, but it used to. Uh, because then you'd have to reinstall. Now, there's also the old Cakewalk, Cakewalk Sonar, and Cakewalk Platinum, Sonar X2, X1, X2, X3, and Platinum. They came with a bunch of instruments, okay? They came with Dimension Pro, they came with Reverb, they came with and here's another thing. It was Out Loud, it's called. I think it's called Out Loud. Out Loud. It's something loud. Reverb. Overloud, I think it's called. Overloud. This is the reverb I use. I use Reverb. Okay, this is another VST. and reverb is $149. It came with the old Cakewalk, and that's why I own it. But it's all they also have this one called products. It's called oh, this is the THU full. This is amazing. I mean, oh, this is so amazing. Now this is you buy it. It's $269, and this is to run your guitar through. And but then once you buy it, I think there are some upgrades you can do to it. And then there's also reverb libraries, and these ones, and there's a program here, Rematrix. Okay, you buy you it's there's a free thing that you install, and it runs these. Okay, these are all massive. This is amazing. These reverbs are so amazing. And they are, what are these are called, convolution reverbs. So they're not algorithmic reverbs. And so I highly recommend these convolution reverbs if you have a fairly powerful computer. Okay, these are amazing. Okay, so these are VST plugins also, and they're going to install themselves, and they're going to tell you where it's putting its VSTs, and you're going to have to write it down, and then you're going to have to make sure that Cakewalk has these, that you go into the Cakewalk plugin manager, and that you go to this options, and you make sure that the path where it installed it is, you add that path in here. Okay, and browse to that area, to that VST folder, and click OK. And then scan. You can scan here, or you can close Cakewalk and reopen it, and it will scan itself. Okay, so that's how you add instruments to Cakewalk. Okay, I hope this was helpful, people. And I hope my video didn't freeze, or it's not all jumbly like it started out. I had a horrible beginning with this. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. I'm sure that most of you guys already know about this stuff. But this is for the people that do not know about this and how to put these instruments. And I'm sorry that I didn't, mention simple. Ample sound, is it because this ample sound? Look at these instruments. These are all VST instruments. I'm kind of having a brain blip here, but look at these instruments. These are amazing. All these guitars that they have, this is amazing. These instruments, I'd play some of these, but it's copywritten stuff. I'm sure they probably wouldn't mind me playing them to sell their instruments, but this is these are VST instruments, and this ample guitar here. I own this. I believe this is the one I own. They have a bunch of them here. Those are the sounds. Okay, you go to buy now, and these are the prices for each instrument. And so they're about 150 bucks, anywhere from 100 to 150 bucks for these instruments. They are worth it. Okay. And some of these are really bizarre instruments. Like, what the heck is this? This is, and I would play these again, but I think I would have some copyright issues. Okay, so, but But you can go to this amplesound.net and you can play these videos, and they will explain these instruments. You buy them, you download it, you install it. It's going to tell you where it's putting the VST. You go into Cakewalk, make sure that that path, it's going to try to put them in Cakewalk, okay? It's going to either put it in the 64-bit, these would be 64-bit VSTs. So these would put, it would put these in Cakewalk in the 64-bit, probably. But pay attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, you're in the dark. You're not going to know. You open Cakewalk, it might be there, it might not. If it's not there, you didn't pay attention. You'll have to reinstall it and pay attention to where it's putting it, okay? And then you'll know. And there's also where is this? Here it is. Rock. Guitars. There's another one that's really big. Um, Isotope. There's a lot of free VST plugins also. Okay, here we go. I think oh, I have it here. File. We'll open this up. I'll show you another, just so I feel like I've kind of covered most of the bases of insert, soft synth, contact. Okay, there's another company here. It's where is it? Okay, Evolution Rock Standard. What is this company? I think that's it. Yeah, okay. Who makes this? Setup. Where is it? Chords. Okay, I'm not sure. Alright, automatic chords. Strums, here we go. Now I'm not, I'm having a brain glitch on this. Alright, Evolution Rock Standard, who makes this? I think it's something metal. Okay, this is Orange Tree. Yeah, Orange Tree makes a bunch of really cool guitars. Our Orange Tree samples products. Let's go to products. Look at all these are all VST instruments. I would love to have their banjo and their slide acoustic. Yeah, and the latch steel is pretty cool. This is a hot spot right here, okay? All of these guitar ones I'd love to own, every one of them, okay? And the bluegrass banjo and the mandolin would be really, really nice. That's wow. These are things I want to own someday, okay? Every one of these guitars I want to own, every one of these, okay? This is a really nice setup. Now let's go back into here. See if I can find some more Now I have some other libraries that are in files. Okay, Wave Lore. Okay, here's another one. Okay, so this is orange tree samples. These are some more massive, massive instruments. I would buy any one of these. Okay, um, I would buy them all if I could afford to. And they may have like bundles. Yeah, bundles. Look at these bundles. This is for all the guitars and stuff. Yep, 1,199 bucks for all the guitars. Yeah. Okay. So now, what was the name of that Wave Lore? Okay. Here's another one, and pedal steel. This is where you get your pedal steel and a few other like really bizarre instruments. And these this okay. So products. A zither. Okay. And the pedal steel, these are like the clavichord, the glide, etherphone, glide 2. They only have a few, but they're really difficult instruments to play. A pedal steel, okay? And it gives you all those bends and all this. Yeah, I bought this. So this is an amazing. The pedal steel is a definite recommend. The zither, I think that's cool too. And also, I think this glide. I think I own the glide guitar, one of them, the big one. Okay, so that's another one that's really worth buying. And there's another one here. Impact pedal steel. Okay, let's look at that one too. And this is another company that has a ton of. I think it is. Yeah. Okay. This we don't want that there though. We want to do that. We want to go to their web page. Sound on Sound, I think it is. No, that's not it. Uh, Impact products. This is it. Okay, this is nice. They have a sale. Now, this pedal steel is worth buying. Okay, but let's just go to their instruments page. Look at all these are really very very high quality. They have their guitars. I don't even know what that is. Guzheng. But these are acoustic revolutions, guitar and bass, vocal VSTs. Okay, so these are. I'm sorry if I forgot some of you guys out there for these, but look at all these. And then there's also, so all this is Impact Soundworks. This is another huge repertoire of VST instruments that I highly recommend. Okay, and especially their pedal steel, because pedal steels are really, really difficult to get to sound right. And their guitars, these big ones, this shreddage, these ones here are, and their guitars are really, really nice. So those are huge. Okay, their basses are probably nice too. These Jupiter shreddage Jupiters, and I don't know, but I may, if they have an acoustic, I might own that also. Gypsy jazz guitar, acoustic revolution, a collection of acoustic guitar loops. I'm not sure. This is probably worth buying here. Um, It's 49 bucks. I don't want to play any of these because they might have some uh, copyright stuff with them. All right, so and then there's a few more here. We're going to go back to libraries, and we're going to go to Voices of War. Okay, um, this is the what I played earlier. Luckily, I can play any of these because I have okay, Voices of Rapture. Okay, now here's another one. This is going to take us to another place. Voices of Rapture. Here it is. Now, if we go to their products, shop, all products. Now, here is another grouping of instruments. And these are amazing, okay? And you could see there have pages and pages of them. But I can show you some of the ones that are really, really nice if I... It's almost like they've added a bunch. Okay. This one is the Voice of Gaia. There's a big... These ones, the Voices of Gaia, are all really, really good. Voices of Rapture. These... They have, like, amazing voice for adding really woman's choir. That would be another one, okay? The bass, Voices of Rapture. All of these are amazing, okay? So this soprano, okay? Voices of Rapture soprano. I have the all four of the soprano, alto, bass, and tenor. I think they sell that in a bundle. So, and then there's also where is it? Voices of Gaia. Okay, voices. See, I have the Voices of Gaia and the Voices of Rapture. And if you'll notice, see these Voices of Gaia. It's like it's a fairly big. And then I have this Sound Iron, Voices of Wind, uh, and this Mimi Page Sound Iron. See, so these are some really most of these all come uh, with the native instruments, all these pianos and all this stuff. This is all basic native instrument stuff. But just wanted to show you some of my favorite, plugins that work with Contact that I absolutely had to have. And my collection is small compared to some other people. This Requiem light here. Yeah, listen. And see, this goes from ah to ooh. So when I want to switch it, where's my mouse? Okay. Or I can go to ah to E. Ah, A. Or ooh, ooh, A. And the change, the swell, the attack, the release of the sounds. And this is really, really nice. We've got reverbs, effects rack, and it comes with all of these effects here. They are amazing. I can change these effects that it runs through, change presets. This is really cool. Or I can set it up myself and add my own effects in here. And what I'm hearing through my ears sounds a little bit kind of thin. It's not. This is like really really high quality um, uh, sounds. Okay, so select preset. And where do I find rehearsal space? That's probably it. Okay, now I can close this. And we also have, no, this one. Close this. Close it. Syllable master. Okay, that's a. Okay, that. So, yeah, this is amazing. And then we have this Voices of War. So I'm just barely touching the the different what's this abilities of these. Okay, so I'm kind of getting sidetracked. If I'm going to do, probably what I'm going to do is a really nice. Here's the pedal steel. Is a really nice. This this really is a complex instrument. Okay, so it's something that you have to study and learn to use. And I have, but then it's been a while since I did it, and so it's not right in my in. And so it's not quite there. And you add all kinds of effects. You add reverb and warms and delays and echoes and stuff like that. You add all that to really fatten it out. So, but this is one of the pedal steels that I have, and this one does certain things good, and then the other pedal steel that I have um, does other things that really nice. So this what I'm going to do is sometime around the 20th of this month, I'm going to purchase the new the new Native Instruments. I'm going to upgrade my Native Instruments, spend $500 and upgrade my Native Instruments, and then I'm going to do like go down through all these instruments and play them and show you kind of a little bit how they work. But you can see that these aren't just sounds. Okay, these actually. All right, now you can see that it's not just like a guitar sound like that we get from Splice. It's an instrument, and like when I go here to, oh no, now my it's doing something weird. It's because I'm doing all this stuff here. I'm gonna close this. It may not come back for a while. Plugin manager. Let's close that, and let's close Splice. All right, we're back. Now, if I click this, okay, let's oh, this is a single instrument. Let's go and close this. No. Let's go to the Sunburst Deluxe. See how you can make your own sounds out of this? Now, this is another variation. Now you have this clean. Now I can change the patterns also, the strums. This is Bonfire. See how this it's not just like down 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 down. It's like this is an instrument. It literally gives you all of these abilities with this instrument. What I can do is change these styles and add them into each one different style into the patterns, and then switch back and forth. See how I can. So, and then you use MIDI and all kinds of other things. Excuse me, I am now having. Now this is a voicing. Oh, this is how what type of pattern it plays on the neck of the guitar. This is the different kinds of guitars. There's Dry's Blues. Clean groove. And then you have acoustics, 6-string. All right, let's go to something a little more interesting. Part of the problem is my computer is so this song is such a it's as a slow beat per minute. Blackjack. So, all right, I guess I've kind of given you a basic idea. Uh, and did I open this one up? Yeah, all right. So gives you a basic idea of what these VST instruments are. Here's it's nothing is complete without some session horns. These are amazing. When you go into performance, smart voice. And if you can see, it split them up over across the spectrum. You're hearing this instrument here in the left ear and hearing this ear in your right ear. Depending on the setting that I use, and see, so this is polyphonic. This is with them all kind of playing in one. So, all right, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it's been helpful and you've learned something from this. And I will see you again. Please subscribe. Click on the bell next to the subscribe button if you would like to have notifications when I am doing another video live. If you are, you can come in and chat when I'm doing it. And so yeah, I hope you have picked up a few pointers with this. And thanks again for watching. I'll be back in again in another video soon. Take care, and again, thanks for watching. Alrighty, bye-bye.